I just found some leaks from episode 2 of The Amazing Digital Circus, and one of those leaks has a secretly posted snapshot of Peen's bedroom, so be sure to watch to the end because you don't want to miss any of these leaks from episode 2. Recently, on the Glitch Productions website The Wacky Watch, they updated their teaser video from The Amazing Digital Circus VHS-style commercial to its current look, in which Pomni lies in her bed, sleeping in what can only theoretically be considered a bedroom of PNE. In the first episode of The Amazing Digital Circus, Ratha tells PNE that everyone in the circus has their own room, so it's a place where we all live or, well, where we all sleep at night, although we don't really need to sleep. Sometimes it's nice to take a little break from everything and do the routine, you know, so it doesn't surprise the audience. As for the picture of Paley sleeping, who is being watched through a stupid clock, you may notice that Kane's stupid watch has the ability to sense when a circus participant enters the void. This could mean that Kane's stupid watch is either connected to cameras all over the circus, or can see everything like the eye of an optimist who watches all the circus participants. Considering that everyone lives in a digital world and it is implied that this is a video game, it is safe to say that a stupid watch can see everything that we did not previously suspect. But if you think about it, it makes sense. Kane is an artificial intelligence that can teleport anywhere at his own will. It almost confirms that Kane is the god of the circus, part of the game that holds everything together and goes exactly as it should. In its own way, of course. So, hello, Kane. I love you. Get out of here before the moon gets frisky. Although, thinking about it, I started to wonder. One possible explanation for why Kane wants to watch PNE anyway is the hint of a second episode. It is likely that the Pomni may start harming the circus, especially at night, to avoid being caught off guard. Another possibility is that Kane will figure out her plan himself or find out about it from other circus participants. This will make she pay more attention to her even during her sleep. Palm, in turn, can take the side of the Pom or not. Her further fate may depend on the choice to stay in the digital circus or take drastic measures to escape from this digital prison. Despite all this, I'm really interested in what the other characters' rooms look like. We see the room from the outside in accordance with its design, and if we look closely at the cow room, we can see that its color scheme is exactly the same as that of KFO with portraits of clowns, which, for a strange reason, have become popular. Each room has its own personality, so I would like to devote some time to thinking about the essence of clowning. The rooms of the other characters will probably look like this first. Ratha's room will be red and purple, as in our color scheme. Then Kerr may have a room in a chess pattern, given his connection to this game. The Tooth room will probably have lots of bright colors similar to her design in the show. Jax's room will probably be purple, yellow and red, and will certainly include contraband, such as bowling balls and other things that he could destroy or use to spoil the interior of the days of other circus participants, given that he seems to have a more destructive attitude in the circus. Finally, there is a ganglion, and we have actually seen a photo of their room before, which shows a lot of broken comedy masks and a monotonous black and white color scheme with a lone mirror, and the rest of the room is plunged into darkness. We can see the floor, which is a chessboard, which suggests that there is more to the ganglion than we really think. Maybe we'll see the dark side of Gangle in a later episode. But if you guys thought that was it, you're wrong. I found a lot more secret leaks about episode 2. A couple of images have been uploaded to the Glitch Productions Twitter page, which I believe can be used in the second episode of The Amazing Digital Circus. First, the image we have is a photo of Kane bending without any effort, lighting or texturing, which I don't think this frame will make much difference to the pilot episode, but it looks pretty comedic if you ask me. Another image uploaded to the Glitch Productions Twitter account would be this. In the image that is presented here, from the final scene of The Amazing Digital Circus, we see Pomni sitting and looking disappointed with something. Her gaze is completely lost in space, while she reflects on her existence in this digital circus world. Such an image can be used at the beginning of the second episode to demonstrate that Pomni is still not used to her new life in the digital circus. Or maybe something will happen during the second episode that will make her freeze and stare away. By the way, I have a couple of leaks that relate to the plot of the second episode. Gus, the creator of The Amazing Digital Circus, recently announced that each episode will be dedicated to a different character throughout the entire 8-episode season. However, it is currently unknown if the pilot episode is considered the first episode of the show. In the next episode of The Amazing Digital Circus, we will see everyone's favorite character, Jack, and I have my own theory about what will happen to him. In the questions and answers on Tumblr, Goose Works to us a question was asked about what the second episode would be about, and when Goose Works simply replied with, depression, it might just seem like a joke. However, if we take a look at Jax's behavior in the pilot episode, we can start putting all the pieces together. Everyone knows that Jax is not very kind to other circus participants, and often shows indifference, which can be a sign or symptom of depression. Unsurprisingly, trapped in this digital circus, Jax shows no kindness to other members. As a result, the inhabitants of the circus will begin to feel homesick and slowly go crazy, starting with depression. I believe this will add even more interest to Jax's abstraction in the second episode, and as we discussed in previous videos, I recommend watching after that. Jax will probably be the next abstracting character. This is the most interesting thing. Probably. The only thing that stops the possibility of abstracting Jax in the second episode is the fans' love for this character. Despite this, there is some evidence that supports the idea that abstraction will not happen. In one of the questions and answers from a Gooseworks employee, he was asked about a clue for the second episode, and his answer was, no one came close to solving what it is about. What worries Jax's fans? This implies that many have theorized about the possibility of abstraction in the second episode. Although the warning in the response was worded rather vaguely, it does not completely exclude the possibility of abstracting Jack. However, this may be erroneous an assumption. Another information leak I've discovered is the potential release date of the second episode. Using various clues, such as the post-production time of the first episode on social media and other hints posted by the creator of the Gooseworks show, I think we can predict the expected release date of the second episode fairly accurately. The information about the release date of the second episode is actually taken from the release date of another show, The Murder Drones Glitch. According to the plans, the next episode of Murder Drones is due to be released this spring, which means that the second episode of The Amazing Digital Circus will also appear on screens this spring. It's great to note that Glitch Productions has an amazing speed in releasing episodes of Murder Drones, coming out every month or two. The only exception is the last, 6th episode, which was released 4 months ago. 2 months after that, The Amazing Digital Circus is released. If you believe this release schedule, it's safe to say that a new episode of The Amazing Digital Circus is coming out within the next 1 or 2 months. In addition, the popularity of the show indicates that the expectation of a new episode is justified enough. Possible the consequences of such an action can lead to a loss of friction and popularity in the community. This is probably not what the creator of an experienced writer would want to achieve. However, there is also the possibility that we may see an episode after the 7th episode of Murder Drones. Due to the hype that surrounds this show, the producers will strive to release it as soon as possible, although obviously they will still want it to be really good. If I could guess, I would say that it will most likely be released in January or February. But, of course, I can't say for sure. The only thing I can say for sure is that we know this is going to happen very soon. However, while you guys are waiting, you may want to consider watching more videos about the Amazing Digital Circus that is presented right here on the screen.